Hello students, this is the summary of chapter number 2, Nelson Mandela, A Long Walk to Freedom, from the book First Flight. First of all, a little bit introduction. A Long Walk to Freedom by Nelson Mandela. It is the autobiography written by Nelson Mandela itself. It is about the struggle of freedom of South Africa. On 10th May 1994, Nelson Mandela had taken the vow as the first black president of South Africa. He had become the first black president of this democratic country, South Africa, and he was going to take the pledge. South Africa was becoming a newborn democratic country. Earlier it was a non-democratic country, and it is going to shift from non-democracy to democratic country. Now its summary. In this autobiography, it was the day of 10th May 1994. Nelson Mandela took the oath as the first black president. At that time, it was in amphitheater, and there was a large gathering of world leaders in this ceremony. A great number of world leaders were there present in this ceremony. In his speech, Mandela thanked all those dignitaries who had come there in this ceremony. Mandela assured his people, his countrymen, that his country would never ever experience the same suppression of one by another. जो वो अब तक सुप्रेशन झेल रहे थे, बियर अप कर रहे थे बाय द वाइट्स, अब वो सुप्रेशन नहीं झेलेंगे, नहीं बियर करेंगे. डेमोक्रेसी हैड बीन एस्टेब्लिश्ड इन साउथ अफ्रीका, and as a result a government of non-discrimination was established. Now non-democracy had abolished now, and in its place democracy had been established in this South Africa. The people of South Africa sang two national anthems as a symbol of that day. Now two national anthems, one was at that time when they were suppressed by the whites, and the second national anthem of their own country. Now they had become free, and they were singing both the national anthems as a symbol to just memorize this day. In his autobiography, he had described the pains he had to suffer from the time when he was young. Now Nelson Mandela is describing the pains and sufferings at the time when he was young. He was discriminated against by the whites along with other black people. It means the other black people of his country, and he himself was discriminated by the whites. They were not given the basic rights of a citizen. They were not free on their own land. They were living in South Africa, and South Africa was their country, but still they were not free. How? He wanted to marry the person of his choice. Now Nelson Mandela wanted to marry the person of his choice. He wanted to study, he wanted to roam everywhere, but he could not. But gradually he realized that freedom is more meaningful. When he saw that he was not having those freedom that the whites were enjoying, so he realized that freedom is more meaningful. He must have freedom first of all. He decided to bring freedom for his own people. For that, he left his home and began living like a monk. Monk means sannyasi. Next, he talked about two major obligations in a man's life in this autobiography. Obligations means the duties of a man in his life. So Nelson Mandela is talking about two duties, two obligations in a man's life. The first obligation is towards his family, to his parents, to his wife, and to his children. So first obligation a person should fulfill towards his family, in which parents come, wife and children are included. And the second obligation, on the other hand, obligation towards his country. The second duty or the obligation comes towards his country, country's people and the community. It means to serve this country people. So these are the two obligations here. एक फैमिली के लिए, फैमिली की केयर करना, एंड सेकेंड कंट्री के लिए, लोगों के लिए एंड कम्युनिटी के लिए उनकी सर्विस करना, उनकी सेवा करना. बट इट वॉज वेरी टफ टू फुलफिल दिस ड्यूटी इन अ कंट्री लाइक साउथ अफ्रीका. When Mandela became an adult, he understood that his freedom was only an illusion. What he was thinking, that this was the freedom he was enjoying, this was only an illusion. सिर्फ वहम था उसका. It was an era of oppression and torture for the black Africans in their own country. They were oppressed, they were tortured by the whites in their own country. They were not allowed even the basic freedom of living a dignified life. They wanted to live a free life, but even they were not enjoying the basic rights there. Next, Mandela remembered the sacrifices of thousands of people who had lost their life for their country, to make their country independent and free, and taught him the real meaning of courage. These people, those who had sacrificed their lives for the country, they had taught Mandela the real meaning of courage. It did not mean Mandela understood that those people had sacrificed their lives. It didn't mean that they were not afraid of dying, but it meant that they had won over their fear, and with courage they had sacrificed their lives. He said that no one is born to hate others. Now, next he was saying, no one is born to hate others. When we take birth, we don't hate anyone. People must learn to hate. This hate comes after our birth, when we learn to hate others. Because if they can learn to hate, they can learn to love also. Now he is also saying that if the other person can learn to hate, he can learn to love also. In his opinion, courage was not the absence of fear, but the victory over it. Now, when he saw the people of his country sacrificing their lives for the independence of India, he came to know that courage was not the absence of fear. It did not mean that they were courageous, but they had won over this fear, but the victory over it. This was the idea that took him towards victory, towards the independence of South Africa. Finally, Mandela described that a man who takes away others' freedom gets hatred. It means whoever is making others their slaves, he will get hate. No one is free if he is taking freedom of others. He himself is also in bondage. वो भी जंजीरों में जकड़ा हुआ है. He is also the slaves of his own hatred, because he is taking the freedom of others. He is in hate himself. The mind of the oppressor is full of hatred. His mind is not free. His mind is not full of love. His mind is full of hatred, and that is the bondage. He is living in chains. Therefore, we should not rob the freedom of others. So, the conclusion is there. The brave man is not the one who does not feel afraid, but he is the one who conquers that fear. That is the brave man who conquers the fear. He is known as a brave person. Mandela said that every man has his duties towards his country and community too. So, hope you have understood this summary. Now, we are starting with some of the important questions here. First question is, for what Mandela thanked the international leaders for? What was the ceremony about? So, we have told earlier that Mandela was thanking the international leaders. So, the answer is here. South Africa had become a newborn democratic country. It was shifted from non-democracy to democracy. So, it was the day when Mandela was going to take pledge or oath as the first black president of South Africa. A lot of whole world was gathered there Many great leaders were there. The ceremony was all about this. The ceremony was about the taking oath of Mandela. Mandela was feeling honored to be the host to the world nations because it was not long ago when the South Africans were considered outlaws. Nobody was allowing South Africans to participate in any international events. So he thanked the international leaders who came and witnessed his work as president. That was a great event for Nelson Mandela and even South Africa also. That's why he thanked the international leaders. Now the second question comes. At the beginning of his speech in that amphitheater, Mandela states an extraordinary human disaster. What did he mean by this? What is the glorious human achievement he mentions at the end? The disaster mentioned by Mandela refers to the inhuman practice of apartheid, the system of discrimination by whites against the black people in South Africa. That was known as the inhuman practice. At the end of his speech, the glorious human achievement that he spoke of refers to the establishment of the first democratic and non-racial government in the South Africa. Non-racial means having no race as superior. So here the glorious achievement means the country became democratic and non-racial government. So that's why it was known as glorious human achievement. Question number 3. Discuss how Mandela's understanding of freedom changed with age and experience. So the answer is, at an early age, when he was young only, Mandela thought that he was born free. He was a child and he thought that he was born free. He believed that he was free as long as he obeyed his father and abided by the customs of his tribe. Whatever his tribe says, his elder said, he was just obeying, and this was the freedom. But he slowly understood that it is not just him, but the freedom of all the blacks were compromised. It means not only him, but all the black people in South Africa, they were not free, they were not enjoying freedom. After realizing this, he led the path of hunger for freedom. He led the path to make his country free and independent. Fourth question. Nelson Mandela mentions twin obligations. Explain, and we have earlier explained it in summary also. So it will not be difficult for you. The twin obligations that Mandela speaks is the obligations to his family, to his parents, to his wife and children. This is the first and most important obligation that every man has to fulfill in his life. Another obligation, second obligation or second duty is to his people, to his community and to his nation. He said that each one of us should fulfill these obligations and the government should provide an atmosphere for this. It is the responsibility of the government that these obligations must be fulfilled. What ideals, question number 5, what ideals were set by Nelson Mandela for the future of South Africa? In other words, what Nelson Mandela thought of for the future of South Africa. So in that amphitheater on 10th May, Mandela pledged to liberate all South Africans from suffering they had suffered, deprivations, poverty, gender and other discrimination. Whatever the problems were there, whether it is of deprivation means the absence of something, poverty, gender and other discriminations, Mandela pledged to liberate his people from all these problems. He set high hopes for South Africa, where no one will ever face any form of discrimination again. So these are some of the important questions I have taken for you here, and I hope you have understood this chapter completely by now. When you will go through this video again and again, it will be clearly understood by you. Thank you and have a nice day.